a refugee is a person well-founded fear of persecution. So it's like a person who founded with fear of persecution. Why being persecuted? Because of race, religion, nationality, membership of a particular social group, or political opinion. That's the factors that can cause a person to be persecuted. So then that person with one of these found with fear, then he left his country of origin because he believed he's not safe.
Yes.
And also he didn't believe or unwilling to avail himself to, so he found that his country cannot give enough protection for him to live his life.
Yes.
That's when they came to another country, which we call a country of refuge, where they learn to seek for a protection.
In this case, Kenya now.
In this case, those are refugees who are in Kenya.
Yes.
And also maybe that's how they, because we are this is the Refugee Act, Kenyan Refugee Act.
This is how we view
it. That's how we view
a
the
refugee.
definition who is a refugee. Now
Yes.
there's the other number 2. Read the point 2. There is another way, a definition of how they define a refugee.
Owing to external aggregation, occupation, foreign domination, or events seriously disturbing public order in part or the entire country of his or her origin, habitual residence, is compelled to leave that country to seek refuge to another country.
In short, it's like meaning that external aggression, occupation, or foreign domination, event, serious disturbing public order, like war.
Yes.
It's an event, a serious disturbing public order. Like maybe it's an aggression or occupation or something. So it's an event. War, I think war can fit into this definition.
It fits there.
Then it causes people leave their country of origin to go and protection. Always you go for looking for protection in another country.
Again, in layman's language, we can say a refugee is someone who leaves their natural or their origin to go somewhere where they can practice what we call normal human rights. Right to life, right to freedom. Yeah. Yes.
Actually, you came there. The next point is the right of refugees.
Yes.
So means if you run away your country because you fear of being persecuted and even killed. Not only even persecution may lead to being killed.
Yes.
So, and do you know the right number 1 in this world?
Right to life.
That's the right number 1. So that's why if your right to life is in danger, I don't believe that you will access the remaining lights.
Yes, so, and you won't stay there.
You won't stay there.
Yes.
That's why people run away so that they can go and try to
exercise that right.
Yeah, they enjoy this light and also try to exercise or also to enjoy the remaining of the rights.
Yes.
Right to life, right to education, right to
healthy living conditions,
and many maybe we'll lead with different lights. So at the point also, what would you like to add on this?
On also, I just looked up what a refugee means, and from Google it says someone who has been forced to flee his or her country because of persecution, war, or violence. Simply put, that's who a refugee is. A refugee is someone who has run away from their country just because they can't exercise their right to life.
A refugee is not a migrant.
Yes. By the way, there's a great difference between an immigrant and a refugee.
A refugee is not a tourist.
Yes, a refugee is not a tourist. They're not here for fun, by the way.
So, people should understand. And I do tell people that anything, anytime, any person can be a refugee.
True.
Not necessarily
That's so
a war.
true.
You can have a political opinion which is different from the
current government.
You find yourself in a refugee.
Yes.
You may not even the government, even
religion.
The religion can cause you learn. So at any point, any person can be a refugee.
True.
And happen. No one planned for
They don't choose it.
They don't choose it. It's
Yes.
something that happened. It's accidental.
It can happen to me.
Yeah.
It can happen to you. It can happen to
So
anyone.
that's who is a refugee, and according to this one we ended with, that's why you should treat a human being, because you don't know where you will go, how you will be treated. If you find yourself in the same scenario, same position with the person who ran away from their country of origin, coming to your country, so try to treat them with dignity, with respect, with love,
True.
because
You never know.
I don't want to repeat.
You never
You
know.
may find yourself in the
You
same
never
position.
know.
But I don't wish that to happen to you.
Yeah,
as well.
true.
Yeah.
No one wants to leave their home.
Yeah.
No one wants to leave where they were born. No one wants to leave what they are used to. No one wants that. Not unless you're chasing greener pastures. No one wants to be forced to leave
Yeah.
what they term as normal to them.
Then, as a refugee, there are rights they have in a new country or a country that
Their hosts, yes, the host country.
the country that hosts them. They are rights. They are reserved for. Not necessarily them. They are like human rights that are international.
True.
Like light to life. It's for everyone. This is a common. It's common to everyone in this world.
Yes.
So, but also there are other rights according to countries that receive refugees. So, there are also obligations. What you are required to do. There are laws in the country that received you that you need to obey.
We forgot to say the asylum seekers.
Actually, a refugee.
Sorry, I cut you short.
It's okay. You bring me a bit back. There is an asylum seeker is
Yes.
someone who came to seek for a refuge. Then a refugee is someone who granted the status. Like when you are asylum seeker, you came, you register seeking to be protected. But for you to be protected, there is the country that hosts you needs to investigate.
Why
Is
you in
what-
our country?
What you are saying is it
True.
true? You have to go into different interviews.
So at that particular moment, you are an asylum
You are
seeker.
asylum seeker before you were granted a refugee status.
Okay.
That's the difference. So after they have investigated, you have gone through different interviews. Then they come to a conclusion.
You are now a refugee.
Yeah. At some point, they might deny you the status, the refugee status.
After they do their research
And
and
they
find you're
whatever you have
lying
presented
is not the truth.
Yeah, it doesn't have enough facts to support. They have right countries. So if someone want to first of all to evaluate whatever you are saying, it means there are two options. You can be accepted
Or denied. True.
But if you are denied, there's still some other boards that you can go to help you maybe present your sometimes you can be denied and they didn't took your case seriously or
true.
Investigate it, do deep to give you a refuge. So there are other options you can go if you are denied that, and at the end of it maybe you can also be recognized as a refugee. But also that's the difference between asylum
refugee,
seeker
and
a refugee.
Yes. You might be working out here and then you find someone and then you ask them, are you a refugee? And then they tell you, no, I'm an asylum seeker. And then you're left wondering, who is asylum seeker? So it's good to let our viewers know that there's asylum seeker and then there's a refugee.
And also,
and then there are tourists and then immigrants.
They are different people. So people may be living in your country on a different reasons.
Yes, that's basically it.
Yeah. So you need to know people from East Africa who live here with their passports, with the whatever. You need to know people who came in your country just for tourists.
Yes.
They will stay here 1 week, 2 weeks, 1
or
month.
work reasons.
Work reasons. Who came here to study. Those are foreigners who came. They are refugees. We have experienced there. So you need to understand all this. But also there are people who don't like to call people refugees. If we call you refugees, it sounds no.
It's like, okay, if you ask me, I honestly don't like using the word
Okay, this
refugee.
word. Why? Tell me.
Because if my country had an issue and I flee, I wouldn't want to be called a refugee in that place. I would want to be just addressed as Anne.
Actually, it depends with why did you call me this name? Is it because you don't know my name?